Then, Jessica makes her move. She pulls away from Jennifer for a moment and snatches her phone from the table. Her fingers dial with trembling urgency, her voice rising into the receiver. "Police! Please come quickly! My brother-in-law, he tried to rape me. He hurt me. Please!" Her words crack, her sobs spill, and every syllable drips with believable terror. Jennifer freezes. She wants to stop her sister, to say no, don't call them yet, let us talk, but she is paralyzed. The image of Jessica's torn dress and bruised arms is too much. The call is made. The knock at the door comes like thunder. Heavy fists, angry voices. Before David can react, the police burst inside, their uniforms sharp, their faces hard. They seize him, twisting his arms behind his back, snapping on the cold handcuffs. "You are under arrest, for rape," one officer declares. The word cuts like a blade. David's voice breaks with shock. "What? No. This is a lie. I didn't touch her." He struggles, but the grip on his arms is iron. His protests echo through the house as Jennifer stands frozen, clutching her chest, watching her husband dragged away like a criminal. Jessica clings to her sister, sobbing loudly, her hair disheveled, her torn dress still hanging off her shoulders. Her cries drown David's pleas. "He forced himself on me, Jennifer. He destroyed me," she wails, every word piercing Jennifer's heart deeper. Neighbors gather outside, whispering, their eyes sharp with judgment. To them, the scene is clear: a crying woman, a torn dress, bruises on her arms, and a man in chains. No one questions. No one hesitates. David is shoved into the police van, his voice rising one last time. "Jennifer. Believe me. I am innocent." The doors slammed shut, swallowing his words in iron and silence. That night, the prison gates close behind him. The air inside is damp, heavy with despair. In his cell, David grips the bars, his hands trembling with rage and helplessness. He replays everything in his mind, searching for a moment, a sign, a mistake, but nothing explains how his life collapsed in a single evening. His heart breaks not for the chains on his wrists, but for the look in Jennifer's eyes, the doubt, the confusion, the fear. Days later, Jennifer gathers the courage to visit him. The prison is cold, the walls stained, the smell of iron and sweat clinging to the air. They sit across a metal table, guards watching. David leans forward, desperate, his eyes red from sleepless nights. "Jennifer, please," he pleads, voice cracking. "You know me. I swear on everything. I didn't touch Jessica. She's lying. She wants to destroy us." Tears fill Jennifer's eyes. She grips the edge of the table, torn between her husband's words and her sister's cries. "David, I want to believe you. But I saw her. I saw the bruises. I heard her screams. How do I ignore that?" David's voice rises, desperate, trembling. "Because it was all an act. She staged it. You've lived with me, Jennifer. You know who I am. Would I ever hurt her? Would I ever betray you?" Silence stretches between them. Jennifer shakes her head, her tears falling. "I don't know what to think anymore." A guard signals. The visit is over. David's voice breaks as they drag him away. "Jennifer, please. Don't let her lies destroy us." Jennifer leaves the prison heavy with doubt, her heart split in two. She wants to hold on to her husband, but her sister's tears haunt her. She wants to defend her marriage, but guilt whispers that ignoring Jessica's cries would make her a traitor to blood. Back at home, Jessica waits. She embraces Jennifer tightly, stroking her hair, whispering comfort. "You're not alone. I'll always be here for you," she says sweetly, her tears flowing on command. But when Jennifer cannot see, Jessica's face twists into a smirk. She lays a hand over her belly, rubbing it slowly, a gesture of secret triumph. "He thought he could reject me," she murmurs to herself. "But now he has nothing. And soon, either will she." The house that once rang with laughter now feels like a graveyard of trust. David is behind bars. Jennifer is drowning in doubt. And Jessica, hidden behind her mask of sorrow, basks in her victory. For her, this is only the beginning. For 2 days, Jennifer drifts between silence and tears. She visits David in prison once, but his words only deepen her torment. She staged it. She's lying. Please, Jennifer, don't let her destroy us. His desperation is real, but so are Jessica's bruises and sobs. The war in her heart rages without rest. On the second evening, Jessica comes to her with swollen eyes and shaking hands. She looks weaker than before, her voice breaking in quiet tones. Jennifer, there's something else I need to show you. Jennifer's chest tightens. What now? Jessica pulls a small tissue from her bag, unfolding it slowly. Inside is a pregnancy test. The blue line is bold, undeniable. I took it this morning, she whispers. I thought I was just sick, but now I know. And you know why? Jennifer stares at the stick, her legs trembling beneath her. The room seems to spin. No, this can't be real. Jessica lowers her head, tears dripping onto her hands. I didn't want to ruin your life. I tried to hide it. But I can't pretend anymore. David is the father. Jennifer's world collapses. Her mind flashes between David's pleading eyes behind bars and the damning evidence before her now. The test feels louder than his words. It feels final. He swore to me, Jennifer whispers, shaking. He swore he didn't touch you. Jessica grips her sister's hands, pressing them against her stomach. He's lying. This is the proof. Believe me, Jennifer. I would never make this up. Tears stream down Jennifer's face. She pulls her hands away, staring blankly at the floor. The fight inside her is overpowered by exhaustion, by fear, by betrayal. Her marriage, her trust, her very identity as a wife and sister crumbles in her chest. And Jessica, though she weeps and shakes, lets the faintest smile flicker when Jennifer cannot see. Her trap is complete. David is caged, Jennifer is broken, and she stands at the center, her lie now sealed with false proof. At night, Jennifer cries silently, torn between two truths. The man she vowed to love for life. The sister who has never left her side. Each one demands her belief, but she cannot give it to both. Her faith is split, and with it, her heart. Jessica notices her silence. She moves softly through the house, always nearby, always ready to hold her. You don't have to face this alone, she whispers. I'll be here. I'll protect you. Her voice is tender, her eyes wet. To Jennifer, it feels like comfort. To Jessica, it is victory. Every gesture is calculated. She cooks when Jennifer cannot eat. She wipes her sister's tears before they fall too far. She whispers curses against David, planting them like seeds. Men can be so deceptive. They can smile while they ruin you. But I'll never let him hurt you again. Jennifer clings to her, because clinging is easier than collapsing. She leans on Jessica's shoulder, even while a quiet voice inside her questions why her sister's grief feels rehearsed. But she is too weak to listen, too broken to resist. To the world, Jessica is a victim. To Jennifer, she is a wounded sister. But inside, she is triumphant, her lie living, growing, poisoning everything it touches. David rots behind bars. Jennifer drowns in doubt. And Jessica basks in the silence of a house where she finally feels like the winner. For now, the lie no longer lives inside the house, it spreads outside, into streets, offices. At first it's whispers, eyes that turn away when Jennifer passes. But soon it grows louder. That's her, the woman whose husband raped her sister. The whispers grow sharper. At the market, God forbid, her own sister's husband? At church, how could she stay with him? Jennifer feels their eyes follow her everywhere. She cannot walk without shame pressing on her back. At work, meetings that once buzzed with respect fall into silence. Clients cancel, colleagues avoid her eyes. Her boss calls her in, his words polite but final. Take some time off. It is not your choice. It is shame disguised as kindness. Her career, once blossoming, begins to wither under the shadow of gossip. At home, she tries to carry herself with dignity. She spreads her files on the table, forces herself to work, but the words blur. Her mind drifts to David in his cell, his eyes pleading, "I am innocent, Jennifer. Don't let her destroy us." But when she remembers Jessica's sobs and the pregnancy test, her heart splits in two. She collapses onto the sofa, burying her face in her hands. "Everything is falling apart," she sobs. "My work, my name, my marriage. I don't know who to trust anymore. And always, Jessica is there." She sits close, her arm wrapped around her twin. "Don't mind them," she whispers, her voice dripping with sympathy. "People love to gossip, but you still have me. I'll never leave your side." To Jennifer, it feels like comfort. To Jessica, it is triumph. Later, in the silence of her room, Jessica drops the mask. She stares into her reflection, lips curling into a smirk. Her hand slides over her belly, rubbing it slowly. "It worked," she whispers. "He's gone. And now she's mine again. Soon, everything she has will belong to me." Lies can only live for so long before small cracks begin to show. For Jessica, they come sooner than she expects. One evening, Jennifer returns home earlier than planned. As she approaches the house, voices reach her from inside. Jessica's tone is sharp, unlike the trembling sister she has been pretending to be. A man's voice responds, equally tense. "I told you I don't have money right now," he snaps. Jessica hisses back, "Don't you dare abandon me. This is your child too, you must take responsibility." Jennifer stops cold at the doorway, her heart pounding. She doesn't move until the man storms out, brushing past her without even noticing. When Jennifer finally steps in, Jessica is composed, her face soft again, her voice breaking as though she has been crying. "You're home early," she says, rushing to hug her. Jennifer hugs her back, but her mind holds on to one word from the argument: child. That night, memories begin to resurface, small signs she once dismissed. Jessica's jealousy hidden behind compliments. The scarf she left in David's car. The way she lingered near him too often. David's quiet warning, "She's been crossing boundaries. Be careful." At the time, Jennifer defended her sister. Now, those memories weigh differently. Days later, Jessica insists on visiting a doctor. She says the stress has been affecting her health. Jennifer agrees to go with her, still torn but unwilling to abandon her sister. The doctor asks routine questions, takes some notes, then pauses. "According to what you've told me," he says gently, "you are at least 4 weeks along." Jennifer stiffens. 4 weeks? That doesn't fit with Jessica's story about being attacked only days ago. Jessica forces a laugh, fumbling for an answer. "I must have confused the dates. I've been so stressed. I can't even think straight." She squeezes Jennifer's hand quickly, her smile tight. The doctor nods and moves on, but the words are already etched into Jennifer's mind. On the way home, Jessica chatters lightly to fill the silence. Jennifer nods, but her thoughts are far away. She remembers the argument with the strange man, the doctor's words, David's desperate pleas. The pieces don't fit together the way Jessica claims. That night, she lies awake replaying everything. The bruises that appeared too perfectly. The cries that sounded rehearsed. The way Jessica's tears always came when needed, yet vanished when she thought no one was watching. She whispers into the darkness, "No, something is wrong. Something doesn't add up." Still, Jennifer says nothing. She watches Jessica more closely, noting every little detail. The mask is still in place, but now Jennifer can see the edges. The blind trust she once had is gone, replaced by quiet observation. Doubt has been planted. And once doubt takes root, it only grows. Jennifer's doubt has grown roots. When Jessica leaves for another clinic visit, Jennifer follows quietly. She doesn't announce herself, doesn't ask questions. She just watches, listens, waits. Inside the doctor's office, the truth slips out as though it cannot hide any longer. He measures carefully, notes the size, then says casually, "You're about 4 weeks along." 4 weeks. The words echo in Jennifer's head like a bell. Not 1 week. Not the night Jessica screamed and sent David to prison. Jennifer walks beside her sister in silence afterward, her chest burning. When they got home, she stops. Her voice is calm, but firm. For weeks, Jessica. Not 2 weeks. Who is the father? Jessica freezes. For a second she looks like she might spin another story, but her mask slips too quickly. Anger flares in her eyes. Her lips tremble, not from fear, but from bitterness long buried. Quietly, while Jessica rages, she slides her phone from her pocket, sets it on the table, and presses record. Jessica keeps pacing, her voice rising with every step. I planned it all. The moment I entered your house, I knew I would take him. And when he rejected me, I swore he would pay. If I couldn't have him, then neither would you. Better to destroy you than watch you win again. Jennifer stares at her twin, tears forming. So you lied, you destroyed him, Jessica. You destroyed us. I loved him first in my heart, she explodes, her voice breaking into the open air. Every time he smiled at you, I burned inside. I wanted him. I deserved him. But you, her voice cracks into rage. You had everything. Career, love, life. I had nothing. So you staged a scene. You tore your dress. You bruised yourself. You called the police. You watched them take him. Jessica's eyes blaze. I did what I had to do. The tone is flat, dangerous. And the child? Jennifer asks. The man from the house, the one you argued with about money. Is he the father? Jessica's breathing grows heavier. Don't you dare judge me. You don't know what it's like to be invisible. You think I'd watch you win again? You think I'd stand by while the world gave you everything and left me scraps? She steps closer, her face twisted with jealousy. No, Jennifer. I'll rather destroy you than watch you win again. The words pierce sharper than any knife. In that moment, Jennifer doesn't need the bruises, or the pregnancy test, or the doctor's report. The truth is written in Jessica's own confession, raw, loud, undeniable. For years, she had trusted this sister with everything. For years, she had ignored the little signs, the envy hiding behind smiles. Now the mask is gone, and standing before her is not just her twin, but the architect of her ruin. Jennifer's tears fall, but her voice does not waver. You loved him in secret. You envied me in silence. But now your own words will betray you. Jessica shakes her head wildly, her tone unsteady. No one will believe you. They already believe me. I have the story, the tears, the bruises. What do you have? Jennifer lifts her chin, her voice steady as stone. I have the truth. And the truth will not hide forever. For the first time, Jessica falters. Her gaze drops to the table. The scarf shifts slightly, revealing the faint red light on Jennifer's phone. Her eyes widen. You're recording me. Jennifer doesn't flinch. Yes. And your words will free David. Rage explodes across Jessica's face. She screams, wild and desperate. Delete it, Jennifer. Delete it now. No. Jessica's breath quickens, her chest rising and falling like a storm. She takes one step closer, her eyes burning. If you expose me, I'll end you. Jessica lunges like a wild storm, her hands locking around Jennifer's throat. Her nails dig into her skin as she snarls, if you expose me, I'll end you. Jennifer gasps, clawing at her sister's grip, her vision blurring as the pressure tightens. She kicks against the floor, but Jessica's strength is fierce, fueled by years of rage and envy. The phone lies on the table, still glowing, still recording, but far out of reach. Her breath falters. The world tilts. Jessica leans closer, eyes burning, whispering, you won't live to destroy me. Just as the darkness creeps in, Jennifer's hand brushes against something solid, the heavy vase on the side table. With the last of her strength, she grips it and swings. The vase crashes against Jessica's head with a dull thud. Jessica's eyes widen in shock, her grip loosens, and she collapses to the floor, unconscious. Jennifer stumbles back, coughing violently, clutching her throat as tears stream down her face. She gasps for breath, trembling, staring at her sister lying motionless. Panic surges. She doesn't know how long Jessica will stay down. Her eyes dart to the phone. The little red light still blinks. The proof. The truth. She snatches it up with shaking hands, stuffs it into her pocket, and runs out of the house. Jennifer doesn't stop moving until she is far from the house. Her breath comes in gasps, her throat sore from Jessica's grip, but her hand never leaves her pocket, clutching the phone. The sunlight feels harsh on her skin. She is no longer trapped in darkness, she is carrying the truth. She knows exactly where she must go. With trembling hands, Jennifer pushes open the doors of the police station. Officers glance up at her, some with pity, some with suspicion. She walks to the desk, sets the phone down, and forces her voice to stay steady. "Play it," she says. The officer frowns, presses a button, and the room fills with Jessica's voice. Bitter, raw, undeniable. "Yes, I staged it. I tore my dress, I bruised myself, I called the police. I loved him first in my heart. You had everything, career, love, life, while I had nothing. I'd rather destroy you than watch you win again." The officers exchange looks. The recording is rewound, replayed, written down. Every word is clear. Every lie Jessica built crumbles under the weight of her own confession. One officer leans back, arms crossed. "This changes everything," he says quietly. Orders are signed. Calls are made. And hours later, in the gray of a prison corridor, David is summoned. A guard unlocks his cell, voice curt but changed. "You're free to go." David blinks stunned. "Free?" He steps out slowly, his body weak, but his spirit clinging to hope. Outside, the sun waits. And at the gate, so does Jennifer. The moment their eyes meet, her tears overflow. She runs into his arms, and he holds her as though he will never let go again. For a long moment, they say nothing. They simply breathe together, alive, free. At last, through her sobs, Jennifer whispers, "I never stopped believing in you. Even when I doubted, even when I couldn't see the truth, I never stopped loving you." David pulls her closer, his voice breaking. "You saved me. You found the truth. I told you, my love, I would never betray you." Their tears mingle as the prison gates close behind them. Love, though scarred, still stands. But justice is not finished. By late afternoon, police cars arrive at the house Jennifer once shared with her sister. Neighbors gather in clusters, whispering, eyes wide as officers step out. Inside, Jessica paces, her nerves frayed, her lies running out of space to hide. When the officers enter, her voice rises, desperate. "No, it's not true. She's framing me. She hates me." But the recording has already spoken louder than her tears. Steel cuffs close around her wrists, the same sound that once bound David. The neighbors gasp. Some shake their heads. Some murmur prayers. Jessica thrashes, her voice breaking as she is dragged outside. "I did it for love," she screams. "He should have been mine. I'll never let you win, Jennifer." The crowd recoils at her words. Her madness is no longer hidden, it is plain for all to see. The van door slams, swallowing her cries, and silence falls over the street. From a distance, Jennifer watches. Her chest aches. This is her twin, her own blood, now in chains. But this is also the woman who nearly destroyed her life, her marriage, her future. David takes her hand gently. It's over now. Together, they walk away. Behind them, Jessica's lies collapse, shattered by her own confession. Ahead of them, though uncertain, is a path lit by love, justice, and survival. For the first time in weeks, Jennifer breathes without fear. David is free. She is free. And Jessica, once trusted, once beloved, is left to face the weight of her choices under the full light of day. That evening, the streets grow quiet again. Neighbors return to their homes, whispering about the sisters whose lives became a storm. One walks free with her husband's hand in hers. The other rides away in chains. Inside the prison, steel gates clang shut. Guards move with practiced steps, keys rattling against cold bars. In a dim cell, Jessica sits alone, her back pressed against the wall. For a moment she looks small, her hair loose, her body weary, her hands trembling. The mask of the victim has fallen away. But slowly, her lips begin to curve. Not in sorrow. Not in regret. She whispers into the silence, her voice calm but laced with venom. This is not the end, sister. Her fingers trace the edge of the iron bed frame, her tone steady, chilling. You think you've won. You think truth set you free. But if I can't have him, no one will. The words drip into the air like poison. They are not surrender. They are a vow. A promise that her obsession is not finished. Somewhere else, Jennifer rests in David's arms, her heart lighter, whispering prayers of gratitude. For the first time in weeks, she believes the nightmare has ended. She does not see her sister smile. She does not hear the words still echoing in that dark cell.